The Hanging Gardens were a distinctive feature of ancient Babylon and is very mysterious because they happen to be one of the 7 wonders of the world, and the only one that's location is unknown. The gardens were quite possibly built as King Nebuchadnezzar II as a gift for his wife. The Hanging Gardens were described to be very beautiful atop of a mountainside near present-day Hilla in Iraq. During Nebuchadnezzar's rule, no texts or documented descriptions were formed about the gardens, but at about 290 BC, a Babylonian priest named Berosus attributed the gardens of Babylon to the late king. Since there is not a lot of evidence suggesting the wonder of the world was even in existence, many historians believe that the Hanging Gardens are a pure myth and legend. Archaeologists also have a hard time believing that the gardens are real, for there is no actual archaeological evidence pointing towards the reality of the Queen's Garden. If the gardens did in fact exist, the main guess at how they were created was that the king and them created for Queen Amidis. Amidis was homesick of her old home in the mountains of the Median Empire, where she used to live was very forested and full of many plants. King Nebuchadnezzar really wanted to please his wife, so he attempted to recreate her homeland. Theory suggests the gardens were more likely built in Nineveh by a Assyrian king named Sennacherib.
In regards to the gardens being at Nineveh, they were considered to be the most elegant of places at the time, often referred as a year-round oasis of lush green in a dusty summer landscape. Perhaps one of the most amazing and extraordinary things about the Hanging Gardens of Nineveh, aka another Babylon, was the amazing ways it used engineering the water to maintain the garden. They dug out a canal from the river cutting through the mountain peak and called it the Abundance Canal. This is where they stored the water. Then they would water the Tigris meadows and planted orchards full of many different kinds of deciduous trees. They planted seeds of various different plants and bushes that they found in countries which King Ashurbanipal II had marched. He also created many coniferous trees. The different types including, but not limited to, pines, cypresses, junipers, almonds, dates, ebony, rosewood, olive, oak, timsrick, walnut, terebinth, ash, fir, pomegranate, pear, quince, and grapevine. Every day, the canal gushes water from above, straight into the gardens as you near it. A sweet aroma overwhelms your senses as you enter the walkway. The king explains this area as a pleasure garden, and he, as do other royals, pick fruit from the garden and say that it was one of the greatest delights they have ever experienced.
Although not much is known about the existence of the Hanging Gardens, we do know that Sennacherib's palace was real, and was about the size of the Windsor Castle, where the gardens would have been. Yet, we do not know which location the Hanging Gardens were. Did King Nebuchadnezzar build the magnificence for his wife at Babylon, or did King Sennacherib have them made for his beautiful temple at Nineveh? The question still remains, as it might always remain. But did Dr. Stephanie Daly from Oxford University believe that they were in fact buried in the ancient city of Nineveh near northern Iraq? After centuries of archaeologists believing the gardens were in Babylon, about 20 years ago, many minds were changed. Once people started doubting the location of the Hanging Gardens, they also started doubting the existence of the gardens. This wonder of the world has made for very controversial thinking and has caused a lot of historical and archaeological questions. We may never fully understand the gardens as to where they were, how they were built, or if they were even real, but we do know that the truth or legend, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, have proven to be a very amazing and extraordinary place that perhaps set a precedent for many great gardens and attractions.